Hello, everybody. How you doing? I figured I would make this here video because it's been pretty much a year since I made the video saying I was going to make an album and asked everybody to go down an adventure with me. I have to remember, as my buddies in Verse Course Verse say, editing is a thing. So I have to remember editing. Editing! I'm going to edit this out. Okay. All right. It's been a year. Boy, it's been a year. So made the album. The album's coming out in 2 days, which is a bit mind-blowing and great and delayed and over budget and everything else. But it's coming out, and I couldn't be more proud of it. You know, it came out a lot better than I thought it would. A lot of that has little to do with me. The best parts have little to do with me, which I'm very happy about. You know, I picked some great collaborators on different things. And I'm going to go through everybody who helped out here in a minute. But, you know, I'm very happy with how it came out. You know, I'm proud of it. Proud to put it out. So I started writing this album a year and a half ago. And it's been a year and a half. Boy, it has. Was unemployed for a lot of it. Have a job now, which is good. My daughter's getting big. All right. So, yeah, mostly wanted to make this to go through and talk about everybody who contributed to the album. And most people aren't going to watch this because this will be more than a minute long. But you know what? Who cares? Got all my vinyls behind me that I talked about or referenced at some point through making videos. I know I stopped making the long form videos months ago because people watch my minute long videos. It took a minute to make a lot more than the long form videos that would take hours to make and then would get 5 views. So I went to the minute long videos. But I figure album's coming out. It's time to do a big long one again that hopefully some of the people on the list I'm going to read out here are going to watch. We'll see. All right. So let's start out here for the album. First off, let's see. Look down here at my notes. I have a whole page of notes. Okay. First, I want to thank my wife who let me do this. Has been supportive. And she took pictures of the band. See, I gave you credit, honey. You took the pictures. Want to thank her for letting me do this. Want to thank my daughter, who is my biggest fan and has listened to my album probably about 1,000 times so far. I am now sick of this album before it's even come out, which I hate to say, but she just keeps listening to it. It's good, though. It's even better the 500th time, let me tell you. Now, a couple days ago, she told my wife that Daddy's band was better than the Beatles. I explained she's wrong, but it still felt really good. Wrong. She's wrong. We're not. Still felt good. Let's see. Of course, want to thank Scott and Dick. I mean, the album wouldn't be here without them. Scott complains a lot, but that's his way, and that's fine. Dick can barely get anything done because he has 3 young kids. He sometimes apologizes because he can't record or, get together or something. And I'm like, I don't understand how you live, or you haven't slept in 4 years. It's fine, dude. You got 3 young kids. We got it done. We got it done. Next, we'll talk about artwork. For a while, I followed a guy named Seven Nova, who's an artist on Instagram. He posts a lot of his original stuff, which is all fantastic. I may have bought a bunch of it. There's some over there, some back there, there's some at my office. Great artist, and reached out to him. Turned out to be a great guy and a great collaborator. We made the album cover and 5 song pictures. And they've all turned out fantastic. I mean, I made them so maybe I could I sell stickers with them or whatnot. But really, I mostly made them for me because I like art. I like artwork. And they're fantastic. And if nothing else, they'll probably be worth more than this whole album this is done. He's blowing up. So thank you, Seven Nova. It's great to work with you. Next one, I think 12 Hour Nights, person my wife works with at the hospital. He made the Pure Nonsense logo. The logo is cool. It's got a guitar on it. It's got my telly on it. It's sweet. Want to thank Frank Turner and Kevin Smith. They made me videos for promotion. I don't believe I have a video of Kevin Smith saying my band name and saying people should listen to my album. Definitely don't believe I have a video of Frank Turner. I'm a huge Frank Turner fan. And he was just cool and did it. I didn't pay him or anything. He just yeah, I'll make a video for you. Listen to everything Frank Turner ever does. All right, musicians. We have a lot of musicians on this. They're all more talented than me, probably. First start with my buddy Austin. He's a drummer, Dick Darling. He played percussion on 5 songs. Percussion's great. I will say we got the important songs done before we got too inebriated. But it went really well. So thank you, Austin. Austin's also a huge fan. His daughter is a huge fan of the album and the song. I want to thank Kent Kohler. I've known Kent for a long time. He played slide guitar on Old Soul and played the lead guitar at the end, which is really good because I'm a terrible slide guitar player and Kent is not. So thank you, Kent. Next, I want to thank Doug Bowen. Doug was in a band. I was in Doug's band Bowen for years. It was my first real band. Most everything I know on guitar and a lot of my musicianship I attributed to Doug. Doug played a solo on the title track tonight. It's a great solo. Better solo than I can play. So thank you, Doug. Doug! Listen to Doug stuff, too. Doug stuff's great. Next, I want to thank Dinish Ali. Dinish is the string player who scored the strings for a song, She Wanted Cowboys, and finished up Scott's string score on the song Sarah. Dinish also played violin and viola on the album. So thank you, Dinish. I mean, I don't believe there's strings in Sarah. We want strings in Sarah for 20 years. I want to thank Scott, too. Scott did a great job scoring like the main string lines. You know, and listening to Sarah now, it's like, that's how it should have sounded 20 years ago. But, you know, we were broke kids. Not that we're rich now, but we were broke kids then. There's no way I could have had strings. Now I have live strings on my album, and they sound amazing. Next, I want to thank Drew Schultz. Drew scored the horns for Best of Everything with me. He also played percussion on it. He plays a mean triangle. I never thought like I'd hear a triangle track and go like, that's fantastic. But I did, because it's fantastic. He also recorded all the horns for me. The horn players are, my list here, because I don't know them, I saw them over Zoom. Alex Callista on sax, does a great job. John Raheem on trombone, fantastic. Toby Clement on tuba, also fantastic. And Charlie Miller, which is a trumpet player's name, let me tell you, Charlie Miller. Charlie Miller played trumpet. He also played a trumpet solo in a song. I have a trumpet solo in a song, and it's fantastic. You don't have a trumpet solo in a song if you're a musician. I do. Then we're getting to singers. First, Roxy Reese. Roxy Reese sings vocals and does, it goes off at the end of a song called Innocent Man. And it's, you know, it's chilling. It's fantastic. Like there's a couple times I like listen to tracks back from people and I just sat there and I'm like, this is on my album? That was one of them. And listen to the end going, wow. I don't think I paid her enough. It's great. Next I want to thank my buddy Tone, Anthony Recca. Check out all Anthony's stuff. He's a great musician as well. He sang background on the song Spaceman. Now here, Tone's also the reason I don't really believe much in the music business. A couple years ago, Tone and his band Tone and Dinish put out an album called Everything Is Good. It's got a couple songs on there, putting out Dying Oceans and Burning All the Magazines. They should have been huge. You know, they were pretty big locally, but like they should have blown up. Listen to Tone Dinish's first album, On the Streets of. It's fantastic. But like Tone works a 9-to-5 job and still has to like hustle to get people to his open mics, which is just wrong and nuts. So, you know, I don't have any big hopes for this album because I mean, I've seen people who put out great albums and they do okay. And then they go back to work. This might do okay. Then I'll go back to work. That's fine. I'm going to have it. I'm happy with that. Next, thanks Samantha Kennerly. Thank you, Sam. Sam sang on the first album too in a song called Heartbreak Station. She sings on this album on a song called Best of Everything. Sam did a great job. When this album tanks and burns, I'm going to go write an album just for Sam. She's going to sing it. We're going to put it out. We're going to go buy mansions. So thank you, Sam. Lastly, for vocals, I want to thank somebody. I'll tell she goes by Mrs. Geist. She sang the vocals on Spaceman and Trouble. And I'd say a couple times I listened to like back to the tracks and thought, wow. Both those songs, I thought, listened back to tracks and thought, wow. She has a vocal solo on Spaceman. I'm like, that's it. You know, that's cooler than pretty much anything I've heard on the radio in years. It's on my album. So thank you. And that's all the people who played on it. I want to thank Chris Flores at Sonar House Studios for mixing and mastering the album and listening to all my mix notes and stories. I tell him stories for the songs. He probably reads the stories and rolls his eyes. But like, they work. He mixes the album really well. It sounds like it should be on the radio. It sounds fantastic. I mean, once we got past it just, you know, having nothing but snare and vocals and everything like everything else in the radio, and you figured out what we wanted, it sounds great. You can actually hear guitars. I play the guitar. I want you to hear the guitars. Bah! Nobody's going to watch this. It's already over 10 minutes long. That's fine. I want to thank the people that, I kind of reached out to and were, listened to me complain about things and listen to some tracks and early mixes and whatnot in the album as well. Helped contribute. Stacey, my sister. Thank you, Stacey. She's been my biggest fan since we were kids. My Aunt Debbie, she's been really great. And she keeps saying everything sounds really good and like it should be on the radio. I'm like, thanks, Aunt Debbie. My buddy T, who's always been very enthusiastic about the things I write. He doesn't like anything else in modern music or on the radio, but he seems to like my songs, so I don't know if that's good or bad. Thanks, T. Again, I'll mention Tone, Doug, and Steve. He goes by Memphis Hawk. Thanks, guys. They've been really good to bounce off of and listen to me complain. Then when I started this, actually, that's when I took up my Instagram account. I don't have Facebook anymore because it was hacked and it's in purgatory and there's no way to get it back. I've tried. But I'm actually happier not having Facebook now. So I don't go on Facebook all the time now and just listen to people scream at each other. I'm a lot happier. I really am. However, I do have Instagram, and Instagram's great. For some reason, Instagram, people don't scream at each other about politics all day and everything else. They just post their songs and pictures, and it's nice. And through Instagram, I've started talking to a bunch of different musicians and messages and other different people. So shout out some of them for, listening to me complain as well. First, guys, first chorus verse. Thank you, David, Sven. I'm going to podcast with them at some point. That's going to be cool. Thank you, guys, for listening. Thank you, Telco. Thank you, Golden Plates. Thank you, Roth at Melius Inkle Staples. I'm sure I said that wrong. Thanks, Roth. Thanks, Mike Atkins. You post and respond to every single post I put up, which is great. Mike put out a blues album a couple months ago or 2 months ago now. It's really good. Check it out. Mike Atkins, blues album. Really good. Lastly, I want to thank my Aunt Paula. She passed away, sadly, about 2 years ago, which is really hard and terrible. But it's kind of the spark that got me to do this because, something like that happens, big life event, and you're like, well, if I don't do this now, I'm never going to do this. So, this album is certainly in her honor and it's, dedicated to her. It's been a year and a half, let me tell you. Album's coming out in 2 days. Give it a listen. It's free. Music is free now. You don't got to pay for anything. Listen on Spotify. Listen to a song. Listen to Spaceman. I mean, there's an amazing vocal solo. Scott knocks it out of the park. Dick sings his heart out. I play guitars. Listen to Spaceman. If you don't like that, then, you don't have any taste. But if you do like it, just listen to more of them. It's free. Music's free. We spend a lot of money and time to make you music for free. It's free. I don't know how I'm going to make money. Because, again, music's free. Spotify, I'll probably make $10 on Spotify. Give it a listen. It's come out in 2 days. We're very proud of it. I think it's really good. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.